Have you ever wondered how a small bee can impact your life in a big way? Welcome to the secret world of pollinators, the invisible heroes of our ecosystem. These tiny beings, from bees and butterflies to birds and bats, play a pivotal role in our everyday lives, often without us even realizing it. Take a moment to imagine a world without the buzzing of bees, the fluttering of butterflies, or the chirping of birds. It's not just the beauty and melody they bring to our lives that we would miss. These creatures are the unsung heroes behind the reproduction of almost 75% of the world's flowering plants, and nearly 70% of the crops that feed us humans. Without these diligent pollinators, our dinner plates would look starkly different, and the variety we enjoy today would be significantly diminished. But it's not just our food supply that relies on these tiny powerhouses. Pollinators also contribute substantially to the biodiversity of our planet. By transporting pollen from male to female flower parts, they ensure the production of seeds and fruits, which in turn provide food and habitat for a plethora of other wildlife species. This intricate web of life is what makes our planet so rich and diverse. However, this delicate balance is under threat. Pollinator populations worldwide are facing an alarming decline due to habitat loss, climate change, and the widespread use of pesticides. Bees, butterflies, and other pollinators are disappearing at an unprecedented rate, sending a ripple effect through our ecosystems and directly impacting our food supply. We often forget how interconnected our world truly is, how the fluttering of a butterfly's wings in a distant field can ripple through the ecosystem, affecting everything from the food we eat to the air we breathe. So the next time you enjoy a juicy apple or marvel at a beautiful flower, take a moment to appreciate the tiny heroes that made it all possible. These small yet mighty creatures are the unsung champions of our ecosystem, silently working in the background to keep our world turning. Without these small yet mighty creatures, our world would be quite different. Now imagine transforming your garden into a haven for these essential pollinators. The first step to creating your pollinator paradise is to pick a sunny spot. Most flowering plants need plenty of sunlight to produce the nectar and pollen that pollinators feast on. But it's not just about the flowers. Pollinators need water too. Just like us, these little creatures need to hydrate. A simple shallow dish filled with pebbles and water can serve as a perfect watering hole. The pebbles provide safe landing spots so our pollinator friends can drink without the risk of drowning. Now let's talk about the main attraction, the plants. A successful pollinator garden features a variety of plants that bloom at different times of the year. This ensures a continuous supply of food for your garden visitors. In the spring, consider plants like lilacs and wild lupines. For the summer, go for black-eyed Susans and butterfly milkweed. Goldenrods and asters are excellent choices for the fall. While variety is crucial, remember to plant in clusters. Pollinators tend to favor areas where their favorite flowers are abundant. Plus, a cluster of flowers is easier to spot than a single bloom. Don't forget about native plants. They've co-evolved with local pollinators and are often more attractive to them than exotic species. Additionally, native plants are generally easier to grow since they're well adapted to your local climate and soil conditions. Creating a pollinator garden is not an overnight task. It requires careful planning and a bit of patience. But trust me, the reward is worth it. Watching your garden come alive with buzzing bees, fluttering butterflies, and other busy pollinators is a sight to behold. Remember, planning is key to creating a successful pollinator garden. So, take your time, do your research, and most importantly, have fun with it. After all, gardening is not just about the destination but also the journey. Ready to get your hands dirty? Let's dive into the world of pollinator-attracting plants. Choosing plants that attract a variety of pollinators is an essential step in creating your personal pollinator paradise. Native plants are your best bet here. These plants have evolved alongside local pollinators, making them the ideal choice for your garden. They're well suited to your region's climate and soil conditions, and they're perfectly tailored to meet the needs of your local pollinators. From the honeybee's love for sunflowers to the hummingbird's affinity for salvia, each native plant plays a unique role in supporting specific pollinators. But how do you select the right native plants? Start by getting to know your local pollinators. Research the types of pollinators that are common in your area and the specific plants they're attracted to. Your local garden center or extension service can be a great resource for this information. Don't forget to think seasonally. To provide a continuous food source for pollinators, select a variety of plants that bloom at different times of the year. Spring bloomers like crocus and lilac can provide early nectar sources, while late bloomers like goldenrod and aster can offer sustenance when other food sources are scarce. Incorporating a mix of flowering plants, shrubs, and trees can add layers of interest to your garden and attract a diverse range of pollinators. Trees such as willow and maple can provide an abundance of early spring pollen, while shrubs like blueberry and butterfly bush offer summer nectar. Flowering plants, from annuals like zinnias to perennials like coneflowers, can add pops of color and continual pollen and nectar sources. Remember, it's not just about flowers. Pollinators also need places to rest, hide from predators, and lay their eggs. Consider incorporating elements like tall grasses, piles of leaves, or even a log or two to provide these much-needed habitats. As you select your plants, think diversity. The more, the merrier for our pollinator friends. Now that you've got your garden planned out, how about some DIY projects to make it even more pollinator-friendly? Let's dive into some inventive ways to attract and support these tiny heroes of our ecosystem. One popular DIY project is creating a bee hotel. This is a simple structure that can provide a safe haven for solitary bees. Start by taking a wooden box or an old birdhouse, then fill it with hollow tubes. You can use bamboo, reeds, or even rolled-up pieces of cardboard. The key here is variety, as different species of bees prefer different sizes of tubes. Place your bee hotel in a sunny but sheltered spot, and soon enough you'll see these industrious insects moving in. Another great project is setting up a butterfly puddling station. Butterflies often gather on wet sand or soil to drink water and extract minerals, a behavior known as puddling. To create your own puddling station, you'll need a shallow dish filled with sand. Add a few flat stones for the butterflies to perch on and keep the sand moist. You can even sprinkle a bit of table salt or compost to provide extra minerals. Place your puddling station in a sunny spot near nectar-rich flowers and you'll soon have a flurry of colorful wings in your garden. But why stop at bees and butterflies? You can also create a hummingbird feeder using a simple glass bottle, some sugar and water. A recipe of 1 part sugar to 4 parts water mimics the nectar these tiny birds love. Remember to clean the feeder regularly to prevent harmful mold growth. These fun projects not only benefit pollinators but also add unique elements to your garden. They're simple, cost-effective, and a great way to engage kids in nature and conservation. So, roll up your sleeves and get crafting. Your garden will not only buzz with life, but you'll also be playing a vital role in supporting our ecosystem, because every flower, every bee, every butterfly counts. Your garden is more than just a personal oasis. It's a haven for the pollinators that help our world bloom. As we cultivate our gardens, we must also ensure the well-being of our pollinator guests. Sustainable gardening is key to this endeavor. It's more than just avoiding pesticides, which can harm these crucial creatures. It's about adopting practices that nurture and protect our buzzing buddies. Conserving water, for instance, is a win-win. It not only benefits the environment but also creates a more hospitable habitat for pollinators. Plant drought-resistant flora, use mulch to retain soil moisture and water in the early morning or late evening to reduce evaporation. Leaving some areas of your garden undisturbed can also provide valuable nesting sites. Many pollinators, like solitary bees and ground-nesting wasps, seek out undisturbed ground or decaying wood to lay their eggs. By keeping parts of your garden a little wild, you can offer these species a home. By practicing sustainable gardening, you're not only creating a pollinator paradise but also contributing to a healthier planet. Ready to join the ranks of the pollinator protectors? Now that you're equipped with the knowledge and tips to create a pollinator paradise, it's time to put those green thumbs to work. From selecting native plants to building bee hotels, every small step you take can have a big impact. Remember, diversity is key. Mix it up with different types of plants that bloom at various times of the year. This will provide a continuous food source for our industrious pollinators. And let's not forget, ditch the pesticides and embrace sustainable gardening. Now let's spread the buzz. Share this video with your family, friends, and fellow garden enthusiasts. The more people we can inspire to create pollinator-friendly habitats, the bigger the impact we can have on preserving these crucial species and promoting biodiversity. Start your pollinator garden today, share this video to inspire others, and subscribe for more gardening tips. Together we can make a world of difference for our pollinators.